For over 70 years, there's been this one book, a book so powerful it's often just called the Bible of investing. That book is The Intelligent Investor, and today we're going to break down its timeless secrets.
And look, don't just take my word for it. The endorsement for this book comes from the very top. Warren Buffett, yeah, probably the most successful investor of all time, calls it, and I quote, by far the best book on investing ever written. I mean, a statement like that, it just forces you to ask, what makes this book so special?
And that really is the central question here. How on earth can a book from 1949, written before credit cards were even a thing, possibly hold the key to navigating today's crazy high-speed markets? Well, the answer starts with the man who wrote it.
See, to really get the book, you have to get the author. Benjamin Graham wasn't just some writer. He was a legendary economist, a hugely successful investor, and, famously, the mentor to a young Warren Buffett. He is, for all intents and purposes, the father of a powerful idea called value investing.
So what is value investing? The concept is actually beautifully simple. It's all about figuring out what a business is truly worth through some careful analysis, and then, and this is the important part, only buying it when the market offers you a price that's way lower. This isn't about chasing hype. It's about the gap between price and real value. Now, before you can even think about applying this philosophy, Graham asks you to make a really crucial choice, one that's going to define your entire relationship with the market. He asks you straight up to look in the mirror and decide, are you an investor or are you a speculator? Because according to Graham, the answer to that question changes absolutely everything. And the difference is, well, it's night and day. An investor sees a stock as owning a piece of a real business, so they're focused on long-term safety. They do the homework. A speculator, on the other hand, just sees a ticker symbol. They're chasing quick profits, following the herd, and taking huge risks. For Graham, one is a business, and the other, it's just gambling. So if you're going to be an investor, how do you handle the market's wild, totally unpredictable mood swings? Well, Graham gave us this brilliant little model for this exact problem. He wants you to meet someone.
He wants you to imagine the market is your business partner. Let's call him Mr. Market. Now, there's only one problem. Mr. Market is completely manic depressive. He's driven by these wild emotions, not by cool, calm logic.
Some days, he's just incredibly pessimistic. He sees nothing but disaster ahead, and in a total panic, he offers to sell you his shares in your business for way less than they're worth. Then, on other days, he's completely euphoric. He thinks the future is paved with gold and offers to buy your shares for a ridiculously high price.
And here is the absolute key. Mr. Market is there to serve you, not to guide you. You are totally free to just ignore him. The intelligent investor uses his mood swings, buying from him when he's panicked and selling to him when he's deliriously happy.
Okay, all of this, it leads us to what is arguably the single most important concept in the entire book. This is the bedrock principle that protects an investor from ever losing money.
Graham called it the margin of safety. So what is it? It's just the buffer, the gap between a stock's real underlying value and the price you actually pay for it. This gap is your protection against bad luck, crazy world events, and, let's be honest, your own mistakes. So here's how it works. Let's imagine your research shows that a company's stock is really worth $1. A value investor will wait and wait until Mr. Market, in one of his depressed funks, offers to sell it for just 60 cents. That 40-cent difference? That is your margin of safety. It's the cushion that keeps your money safe. Okay, so that's the big idea. But how does this philosophy actually translate into action? Well, Graham laid out a few timeless, super practical rules for every intelligent investor. First off, he was a huge proponent of diversification. He said an investor should never have less than 25% of their portfolio in bonds and never more than 75% in stocks. It's a simple rule, but it makes sure you're never completely exposed if the stock market takes a nosedive. Second, you have to analyze the business behind the stock. To find companies that might be undervalued, Graham used simple metrics. For instance, he'd look for companies with a low price-to-earnings ratio, or PE ratio, ideally under 10. That was his signal to start digging deeper. So if you boil this all down, the entire philosophy really rests on 3 pillars. 1, think like you own the entire business and know exactly what you own. 2, your number one job is to not lose money. That's where that margin of safety comes in.
And 3, stop trying to hit spectacular home runs. Aim for steady, safe, and adequate returns.
And really, that brings us to the final thought. In our world today, with meme stocks, 24/7 news cycles, and all the cryptomania, does Graham's patient, unemotional, business-first approach still hold up? Or, in the face of all this modern noise, is his timeless wisdom exactly what we need most?